4:30 in the morning, the phone rang.
So I went to pick up the phone and there was no one on the other end. And I said, well, that's kind of odd.
So I opened the shutters in the bedroom and I could see the flames coming up our hill in the backyard.
And then I heard my husband telling me, get out of the house, get out of the house.
As I turned around, she had lifted our 80-pound dog and ran down the stairs and out of the house.
I thought if I didn't get out of that house at that moment, that we weren't getting out.
The embers were coming down from the sky like rain. Palm trees were on flames like torches all the way down the street, but we still couldn't see anything but flames.
And I don't think we even realized what we were wearing because I had nothing on my feet. I was in my pajamas.
This is about the first realization we had that we had nothing, that we didn't even have shoes. I didn't have a shirt. I had shorts on. That's all I left the house with. And we had our dog and my wife, and that was it. So I called Balboa Insurance. They put me onto an adjuster almost immediately. Within minutes, I was talking to Mick.
Well, I remember when I first talked to him, of course, he said that he knew his house was a total loss, and he explained to me how him and his wife and dog barely made it out.
And he dispatched an outside adjuster almost immediately. And we were talking, and everybody understood where we stood.
I did mention to him that I was pretty new at this whole total loss thing.
He told me right away that he had never done a total loss before. He was new at it, and that we would work together on it. And his goal was to make me happy and to get us through this.
And after that phone call, that was the first time since the fire that he actually could breathe. You know, at least this was one thing that was going to be okay for us.
I couldn't imagine what him and his wife had gone through, so I wanted to make sure that dealing with insurance was not going to be something they'd have to worry about. They already had enough.
We knew we lost our home, but we knew that someone was going to take care of it.
I just wanted to help them. I wanted to make it easy for them.
It's funny how your mind works, and I kind of hoped that the house was still here, but we had to leave the house while it was on fire, so I knew the house was gone. But it took 3 days before they allowed us into the neighborhood, and I actually saw it was gone. That's when reality kind of struck. Everything's been little steps, even to start from the beginning when there was just rubble here.
It was my first time to work a homeowner's policy in California, so I had to get familiar with the policy and all the endorsements and figure out what kind of coverage he had, what I could do to help him out, you know, just what was available for him.
I didn't have to prove anything. I didn't have to prove the house wasn't here.
Yeah, I think we were thinking that it was going to be a lot harder, you know, in the beginning. And boy, we were ever proven wrong.
It was a direct line to Mick. When, on the rare occasion when I did get voicemail, the phone call was returned promptly.
I call people back. I found that that's probably the most important thing is just being in contact with the people. Let them know that you are there, that you are working to help them out.
All the people that I've dealt with at Bank of America and Balboa were anxious to get us in. They were happy that we sent them pictures as we were going along. They asked for pictures and wanted to see how we were coming. Everything is designed for us, the way we want to live. We live a lot outside. Yeah, as you can see from the living areas, all the doors and windows open widely. So it's a lot of glass because of the views. If you look in the kitchen, there's nothing tall to block the views. We can sit on the couch and look at the views. I don't think they could have changed anything by the way they handled it. They handled it professionally.
You want to share something like that with people, don't you? I think when you have a good experience, I think that's the stuff you want to share. And that's the reason for the sign, for the banner. We wanted all our neighbors to know.
If you take the case of Mick, you know, Mick Schultz in this instance, he certainly, the reward for him is he knows he can walk away from this situation and say to himself, you know what, I just put somebody's life together, maybe not whole, but as close to whole as can possibly be. And I know they feel good about it, and that's got to make him feel just great.
It makes me feel good when I go home every day knowing that I had a role in helping somebody, you know, change their life, make it better.